Namaste, beautiful friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Spiritual Wellness. Hoping you are well today. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, a special warm welcome to you for being here. And if you are a returning viewer or subscriber, a special deep message of gratitude to you for your support. All right, we're just going to jump into this twin flame reading, and just keep in mind these readings are timeless. However, I do give some indication of the energies that I am feeling as I do the reading. So we have just had the full moon in Capricorn, and we are coming up on the last quarter moon in Aries, which will happen in a couple of days. So those two, according to the Moonology deck, the full moon in Capricorn is a reality check, and then the last quarter moon in Aries is work through your feelings. So this may be like an abrupt, somewhat less subtle acknowledgement of a situation, and there may be some feelings that come through with that, and you just got to work through it. So don't resist the energy, don't push back, just trust and allow that this is coming to your awareness so that you can work through it as a part of your ascension plan. I know that's not what everybody likes to hear, but I'm here to tell you the truth. All right, so let's start with the Rumi deck as always for twin flames. Very profound deck, so this is pretty much what I use for twin flames exclusively. I feel like Rumi was a twin flame. There's just the level of understanding in these interpretations. A new gown. We've seen this card before. It's an 18 card, which is a 9, so kind of something coming to a closure. But this, we've seen this card several times. Go back and check some of my other readings, and this is really kind of like getting dressed for a new opportunity or a new phase of your ascension or your twin flame dynamic. They asked me to read the poem. Weary and consumed by longing, I was caressed by my beloved last night. My wounded soul was set free when I tasted the sweetness of love. My spirit was lifted at once. I surrendered my life while overflowing with joy, and my vision was filled with light. Love said, "Don't feel so hopeless, my weary and gloomy one, for my generosity is beyond forgetting those devoted to me. See how boundless divine justice can be. Behold my immeasurable kindness." Love embraced my spirit, and all my doubts vanished at once. A new and glorious robe of honor was placed upon my shoulders. Love offered me the power of new vision and the transforming touch of divine generosity, and placed the chalice of eternal wine in my hand. In the words of Rumi, so you are fast approaching a moment of great leap, an evolutionary shift on your spiritual path. Your sense of yourself and your divine identity is about to be revealed and realized in a way more potent than ever before. So this is kind of a new elevation, and that's why we're having to process through some of these feelings and get this reality check, because it is going to shift our perspective. All right, let's pull from the Twin Flame Ascension deck. I'll pull one card for the masculine, one card for the feminine energy. Remember, it's energy, not gender. And just keep in mind, this is a general reading, so the roles could be reversed. Oh, look, we have a card that comes up. Came face up in the pre-shuffle. This is Soulmate, Cleaning Core Wounds. I'm going to leave that for the connection, and then I'll pull a card for the masculine. That's this reality check and why we need to work through these feelings. It's cleaning a core wound. This could be abandonment. It could be rejection. It could be codependency. It could be addiction. Clearing energy blocks, activating the higher chakras. That's for the divine masculine. So the masculines are receiving some activations. It could be through all the solar energy that is pulsing the planet. Oh, okay. So for the feminine, it is healing abandonment. Time to forgive. Okay, so for the divine feminine, she is definitely healing some abandonment issues. Could be feeling abandoned by the divine masculine, but that is the core wound that she's clearing, and it feels like that's the activation that she's getting from this full moon, last quarter moon in Aries, full moon in Capricorn, last quarter moon in Aries. And this feels like reality check and then deal with the emotional aftermath, the reality, and having to see things for what they truly are. And so the divine masculine is focusing on activating some chakras. And like I said, that could be with all the solar activity we have. There could be some activations going on, helping them kind of wake up to the journey and to their mission, and clearing out some old emotional debris in their lives as well. So let's pull from the Light Seers Tarot for the masculine, see what's going on. Let's get you some deets. Yeah, Two of Swords. A lot of kind of mental clutter, bouncing around in their brain. They, they're back and forth, but it's creating an indecisiveness because they're still somewhat confused. They're listening to too many voices instead of their inner voice. Maybe dealing with a Taurus or somebody in earth energy. Oh, yeah. Okay, so they're going through this very turbulent time of emotional conflict, whether it be internal or external. I still feel like there's some external conflict being directed at them. And it's helping them kind of sort through their belief system to connect with self. And those chakras are being activated, and it feels like it's starting with the root chakra. So they may have been challenged in their security, stability, their living situation, food security, job security. But then this has kind of catapulted them into a necessary leap of faith, so to speak, where they're like, okay, well, this doesn't seem to be working for me. I need, to find out why I feel so compelled in my soul to answer some questions. It feels like they're very embroiled, both internally and externally, in some conflicting dialogue, but also a conflicting belief system. I do believe that the reality check comes in the form of clarity, where they get the epiphany, where they get the aha moment of, wow, okay, I can see why this is happening now. It's been kind of a slow building process because these things take time. This person that this masculine, I feel, has been deeply wounded, and I feel like that abandonment issue is not just of the divine feminine, but it feels like when the divine feminine heals that abandonment issue in her energetic field, then it also helps create the catalyst for the masculine to clear that as well. And that, as he clears, is opening up that chakra system, and it's erasing some of these blocks, because we have two cards of blocks here, some cards of conflict, some fear-based energy, and the outcome being more of a spiritual nature of belief system, leaning toward the spiritual and realizing that kind of the framework of their life and belief system didn't exactly work out the way they intended. So now it's kind of catapulted them into a questioning possibly researching, possibly trying to connect with like-minded people that are starting their spiritual journey. I have 2 cards of spiritual journey here. I have definite cards of clarity, overcoming the fear through kind of some spiritual wisdom. Definitely some cards of going through a change process. And I feel like the Divine Feminine clearing her abandonment issues is the change agent that starts this process for the masculine. It's because you guys share energy, and what you do as far as your work, your inner work, also because they're connected to your energy, your counterpart feels it, and then that starts a process. Yeah, 10 of Cups. They're working toward creating something that's fulfilling, because I feel like they've kind of come up with everything in their life seems to be combative or conflicting to what their soul truly wants. And so it's almost like they're starting from scratch. All right, let's pull for the Divine Feminine, and then I'll pull some cards for the connection. And then I'll pull some messages from the Lover's Tarot to see if there are messages for you from your higher self or from your counterpart. And I think the forgiveness of the Divine Feminine is also activating the chakra system. But oh yeah, okay. There definitely seems to be some core wounding on both sides, and that the chakra system has been blocked in the Divine Masculine because of the wounding. Oh, there's the Fool card. Remember when I said blank slate? Sometimes I feel like the Divine Feminine forgets that her energy and her work. Ooh, there's the Devil card. It's that Capricornian energy. It's a lot of earth energy here. That core wound, remember when I said it could possibly be addiction? 6 of Voices. I'm feeling a rush of compassion. Yeah, I like this. This is amazing. Divine Feminine, this is amazing energy. Yeah, I know that card fell over there, and I usually leave it. I'm going to put it right here. Because it's the 3 of Swords. A lot of major arcana on the Divine Feminine side, which is pretty normal for all the work that she's done. She definitely has stepped into her personal power, her spiritual power. But there's still a residual blockage that is coming through this core wound. And it's specific. It's abandonment. So if you have an abandonment issue, deep in your inner child wounding or your core wounding, even as an adult, then this is the time that we need to have that reality check and process through those emotions. So for the Divine Feminine, I'm getting that she's kind of tired of this lingering fear-based energy. She's ready for a little smoother spiritual journey, that knowing through this reading that this is something that you're going to need to deal with. It's time. And even though it's painful, I feel like both counterparts are processing a lot of pain energy right now. But it's also, there is this overcoming, this triumphant feeling. It's like a new lease on life. And there's one of the outcomes is more faster and aligned manifestation, because you're raising your vibration as you heal this core wound. So I feel like there has been some toxicity, possibly some addiction, Maybe it's I'm getting impulse buying, somebody who shops to avoid, or shops to get that little dopamine hit so that you feel good, but then you have all this stuff and you feel overwhelmed, and it's kind of like a toxic cycle that you're in. I'm getting a specific hit on overspending and impulse buying and shopping as a way of trying to soothe that abandonment wound. I have definite, there is liberation here. This is definitely aligned with that full moon in Capricorn reality check, especially when we have this Capricornian energy. It's time to be seriously honest with self. Truth is self-care, and self-care is health-care. So being truthful with yourself, even though it's a hard thing to do, looking in that mirror and being able to see your inner self as a worthy soul who is struggling with possible addictions in order to compensate for the feelings of abandonment. It's time to process those. If you need to get some professional help, please do. Reach out to a counselor. Something in order to help you get through this process, because the outcome, once you do, is beautiful. It's beautiful energy, and I don't want you to struggle anymore. This is hurtful, and until you can deal with it as it is, on its face, for the reality that it is, it's going to be very hard to feel like in union with Source, because you don't feel worthy. All right, let's pull some cards for the connection. I'm going to use the Journey Tarot. So give me a second to shuffle. I wasn't planning on using this deck, but I just saw the Two of Swords again. Both counterparts have blockages. One is blocked chakras from all the trials and tribulations the Divine Masculine has been dealing with. The other, for the Divine Feminine, the blockage is caused by abandonment. So we need to get to a point where we can square off with that. Ten of Pentacles. To me, the Ten of Pentacles in this reading is about establishing a firm foundation, as well as creating an energy of nurturing, being able to forgive yourself and others. Like I said, I feel this rush of compassion right in the heart center, that it's kind of like, okay, I can release this and forgive right now. There's the Three of Wands. It feels like once you do, and the blockage to that is removed, once you've taken the time to heal this core wound, this abandonment, I feel like there's this flow of energy that comes in and helps you align your actions in a different direction, on a new path, because you feel more self-worth. Let me say that again. You feel an increased self-worth. And I feel like the masculine is starting to really take time to think things through. And I feel like they feel this rush of energy from the feminine's release. And it's almost like they feel forgiven. Oh, we have a lot of threes here. I'm getting a lot of catalyst energy. I think that full moon in Capricorn, as well as this last quarter moon in Aries. This is the reality check, and it may be about the connection. It may be that the connection, this is a catalyst, just that influx of energy, both for the Divine Masculine and the Feminine. Clearing those core wounds is going to create this rush, and I was like the whoosh of energy, to breathe life back into the connection that I feel has been stagnant. I just got very, very dizzy with the whoosh. So it's like going to happen fast. But there's this catalyst energy, and maybe it's the willingness to face the truth on both sides for what it is. without the delusion, without the illusion, without the perspective of the woundedness, but just like, okay, it is what it is. Maybe once we are able to see it on the terms, in reality's terms, it becomes less personal. Yep, Ace of Cups. There's that new whoosh. It's like this big flow of emotions because the blockages have been released, and this is now processing the emotions, feeling, working through the feelings. And that is the Ace of Cups here is, now I'm ready to start letting things flow in a more natural, harmonious way so that I am, it's a flushing. Like when you flush your radiator to clean it all out, it's flushing. Queen of Swords. Feels like both counterparts are like, okay, I'm over the past. I'm over what didn't work in my life. And now I'm going to just start focusing on the things that do. All right, Seven of Swords, bottom of the deck. I don't like that card, sorry. There's only one deck I have where the Seven of Swords is a positive card. To me, the Seven of Swords is malicious intent, but in this deck, it is very obvious that Five of Swords are kind of under control. We've got the tips of the swords, so they can't hurt us anymore. It's the blockages, that Two of Swords, that's creating the Three of Swords pain. So it's time to clear the blockages. Underneath, the Strength card. All right, bottom of the deck for Divine Feminine, Knight of Wands. This is, I feel like that's the outcome. It's that whoosh. It's like, okay, now I'm liberated. Now I'm free. I can start really following my passions without the ballast or the weight of this core wounding, this abandonment. I really feel like the Divine Feminine's self-worth has been severely compromised and debilitated through this abandonment wound, and now it is time to fix it. So work through the feelings. If you need professional assistance, please reach out to someone. And, you know, it's going to be beautiful on the other side. We got the Six of Wands, the Six of Swords. It's going to be, you're going to feel so much better. And you're going to feel a lot more at peace with yourself. Now, remember, this can be flip-flopped. So, you know, take it as it resonates. All right, let's get some messages from your higher self or your divine counterpart, or wisdom from the Lover's Oracle. Give you a little boost. And just so you know, the bottom of the deck for the Divine Masculine was that Ten of Cups. There's happiness to be had. There is happiness, but it is a deliberate pursuit. And it is through acknowledging your soul self. There's a new beginning. Oh, I love this because I'm just going to say this card stayed in the box. When I took the deck out, this card was in the bottom, and I'm like, I wonder what that message is. It's a new beginning. Which is great because the Divine Feminine has the Fool card, which is a new path, a new journey. And I feel like the Divine Masculine is on a new journey because he has the Eight of Cups. And that's like a more spiritual journey. I think the Divine Feminine's journey is release from the abandonment wound. So I feel like that's for the connection. That there might be a new beginning for the connection, just maybe energetically. It might be communication. It might be, you know, an apology, maybe. Maybe once they feel they're forgiven, there will be an apology. When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. Remember, this is the new beginning with the new gown. This is bringing closure to something with that 18 card with Rumi, the new gown. It is closing out the old wounding, the wounded cycle. Beware of what you are projecting, for qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So this wounding has created a dynamic in this connection. And by healing the wounding, this core wound, it heals the connection. But just make sure you're not blaming your counterpart for their wound while not acknowledging yours and the impact it has had on the connection. So just be aware that we're all going through this process. It is a healing journey, and the unhealed interactions that you've had have been a result of the core wounding that you each possess. I believe all twins possess deep core woundings. And a lot of it is abandonment, and I said that in the very beginning. A lot of it is self-worth. And that has kind of come out in a multitude of ways. Addiction, and I overindulgence. All right, let's take one more card. I'm going to go let my dogs in because it's super, super hot today, and I don't want them to get overheated. Having to take care of all the animals, make sure that they don't get overheated. All right, we have quite a few, so please bear with me. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united. We have 3 of Cups on each side, so it makes perfect sense. For love transcends space and time, and nothing is missing. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. That's passion. Wait, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. That means don't feel like, oh, I'm aware, so I'm healed. It takes some work. It takes some self-reflection, and it takes some forgiving of self and others. Lastly, your dream may soon become a reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. Now, I just did a reading. The weekly forecast was about intuition is a big deal right now because during this very turbulent time, and I think it's I'm just going to be honest with you, I think the turbulence is going to kind of be the forefront until 2026. I know the astrologers are saying that, but I'm feeling it, that 2025, 2026, it's a global transformation. So I think it's going to be globally turbulent. And I feel like, just don't expect too much right now. This is a really good time to focus on self. It's a really good time to work on your manifestation because you want to manifest some miracles. And according to Abraham Hicks, miracles are just desires without resistance. So this blockage has created resistance for you to manifest certain things that you absolutely love. So on that note, not only should you be working on self, but want to come together with like-minded people, like light workers in your community or online. Just be careful, but you want to create a support system so that as we go through this turbulence, you will find a safe haven of energy with people who are aware and conscious about this transformation process on our planet. And you won't feel so as an outlier out there by yourself struggling with some energies. If you are like in a little pocket where you feel that there is no like-minded people around you, there are. But there are plenty online. You feel free to reach out to me, but we want to, get through this together. I feel like we need to hold each other's hands through this process because we are the ones that are to bring the light and anchor the light after all of this dust settles. And it kind of keeps some of that darkness from taking over. As long as we stand together, we will be undefeated and we are going to be more resistant and resilient. So thank you so much for being here. I hope this helps. Please leave me a comment if it did. If you are not a subscriber, if you wouldn't mind subscribing or at least liking this video to help my channel out so that these messages can reach other people. Until I see you next time, my dear lovely friends and my beloved twins, namaste.